but I did get push notifications, and it would say, it's very important that you have sex with Olivia tonight.
It totally does. Hey guys, so I'm super excited to be doing this video today. As most of you know, or you might be able to tell, I'm in a very special location. I'm in my son Harper's nursery. If you didn't know, I had a baby boy 3.5 months ago. His name is Harper Ellis Ward, and he is beautiful and amazing, and I feel like I'm just now coming up for air. Those of you who have had a baby or are parents, you totally understand that the first 3 months are kind of a blur, but I feel like I'm finally kind of getting myself back together. And I think the number one question that I have received over all my social media channels, in person when I meet you guys out and about, I've gotten emails, texts, questions. Oh, my friend wanted me to ask you this, is how did I get pregnant? Because most of you know, if you followed my journey on The Biggest Loser, I was on season 11. I lost 129 pounds. A big part of my story is that when I was 25, I was diagnosed with severe polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS. And that just, it's a handful of different symptoms that make fertility a real big challenge. And I was told for years and years and years that more than likely, because of the severity of my PCOS, I was probably not going to be able to have children. And if I did, I was going to have to use many infertility methods. And it was going to be a really long and hard road ahead. So for many years, I just kind of accepted the fact that probably having a baby, biologically or just the old-fashioned way, was probably not going to happen for me. And then after leaving Biggest Loser, I was told that because of the dramatic weight loss and really getting my body in order, that my body had really reversed lots of those symptoms, and that it was a good possibility that I was going to be able to get pregnant on my own, or with the aid of infertility methods. So I guess it's been a little over a year ago now. I guess, a year and some months ago. My husband Ben and I decided it was time to really start trying to have a baby. And I'm going to be real honest with you. I took sex ed in high school. I thought, 1 + 1 = 2. We all know how it works. This isn't a video about the birds and the bees. But after like a handful of months of trying and, taking that pregnancy test every month and it being negative, both Ben and I kind of looked at each other one day and was like, are we not doing this right? I don't think we really exactly know the right days and all of this. And so we started doing some research, and I remember we had a conversation, and my husband was just like, I'm sure there's some kind of app that can help us do this. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. We're app people. There's an app for that. So I started researching, and overwhelmingly online, I started seeing this app called Glow pop up. And it was a free app for iOS and Android. So I thought, it's free. I might as well just give it a try. So I downloaded it and started using it. And I remember from the first time I opened the app, I remember thinking, oh, this is such a neat concept. Basically, it's very simple. You open the app every single morning, and it asks you a series of questions which you answer. You take your temperature, you put it in. It asks, your mood, what symptoms you're feeling that day, even how much sleep, how much water you drank that day, all these kind of things. And then it predicts through every day your fertility. So like what the percentage that day of your fertility. And then over time, it's able to estimate kind of like a fertility window every month. And I'll be honest, when I thought my body was the most fertile, I was actually off like a handful of days. And this is what I had thought for years and years and years. And when you're trying to get pregnant, knowing those days is very important, obviously. And so I just absolutely loved this app, because it was not only aiding me in trying to get pregnant, but it was also giving me all this personal information about my own body. And, the more you add, and the more you answer, and the more you log every single day, the better chance the app has of giving you the information you need back. And sometimes it just gives you really cool little tidbits, which I was like so obsessed with. Like, for instance, it would give me information like, did you know that if you eat one avocado a week, it has hormone balancing properties in women? And I didn't know that, but sure, let's throw some avocados into the grocery cart this week. And, I didn't know that hydration was such an important part of getting pregnant and fertility and staying hydrated. And I know for me, I always struggled with being a little bit on the dehydrated side because I don't drink as much water as I should. So all of these type of things that this app was generating for me was so incredibly helpful.